Hello, and thank you for tuning into the Stuff I Heard podcast. I'm your host, Joshua Beek, and I happen to have my co host and lovely assistant, manager, editor, director, producer, Dolores with me. Hi.
Hi. Wow, you hit that start button quicker than I thought you were going to.
That's the idea.
I know. Catch
So,
me off guard.
uh,
Is that the idea?
have you ever listened to podcasts where they start before they start?
Um,
Like they just have it rolling, and then people sit down and go, "Wait, are we rolling?" And they go, "Yeah."
uh, yeah, I guess so.
Have you heard those?
I guess so.
I kind of like those. They're a little, I don't know. It's interesting when it's not prepared because you hear people sitting down and they say stuff that's kind of interesting. But I mean, they edit it out whenever it's like, okay, you shouldn't have that on there. But
Oh, okay.
it is kind of interesting when they're like joking as they sit down and they're like, "Man, this place is pretty cool. I like the check out the Legos in the back." Stuff like that.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That's what we call a segue in the professional biz.
Okay.
Do you like the segue?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
Loved it.
It's not just a thing you ride on. It's a wait. Is that a segue?
I don't know.
I don't know. Anyway,
Not anything I'll ever be riding to stand up. I can't. I'm not balanced enough or coordinated enough to ride one of those.
maybe they'll make a segue with training wheels for you.
Yeah, if it has training wheels, we're good to go. Even with a bicycle, I'm a training wheel kind of person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as this segue goes, I have spent this last week putting together Legos almost every single afternoon, evening.
Yep. After work, after dinner, you sure have.
Yeah. On our trip to Disney this past time, I talked about how we went into the Lego store and went on a shopping spree.
We.
Yeah, we.
Yeah, I did.
I went in there for one thing, and you were like, and you kept saying and like.
I don't
Like I
remember
had
what you
low
even went in there for.
expectations.
What were you just for the chopper?
Just for Chopper.
Okay.
Yeah, that was my only thing of I'll come out of here with Chopper.
I will have to say R2D2 is way more impressive than Chopper.
R2D2 is pretty big.
He is. Yeah, that's a nice looking Lego.
It's a pretty interesting
yeah,
Lego.
it's pretty.
Plus, he's got arms that come off and on, and you can do like a little, like if, in some of the movies where he has arms that come out of the front of him with like a little thing that zaps other droids and.
Yeah, but I don't think people play with the Legos of this caliber.
No, but it is interesting that they included those. Like if you wanted to display them with the things out.
Okay.
So, and then if you want to take them off, it just has the flat white panels, which is kind of neat.
Did you put everything together that you got?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, all except for the little spaceman.
I don't see the new ship. Is that it right there?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
If you'll notice, I actually made a new shelf.
I do see that now.
I had to modify a little bit to make everything fit right.
Yeah, I do see that.
Yeah.
Looks good.
Yeah. So yeah,
those old pieces of flooring are coming in handy.
How about that?
Extra pieces of flooring.
That was the last two pieces.
Okay.
There's no more pieces in the closet in the special pile. Now then I got to get real creative. Of course the shirts may go away, but I mean I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it all pans out in the
take
future.
those and just give them away.
I've been trying to give them away, but I don't know a lot of small people.
Oh, those are the small ones?
I think those are they're not the biggest ones.
Okay.
The XLs went away first.
Well, with the T-shirt, I mean, let's face it, they're not.
I didn't know what to order.
Well, they're not expensive T-shirts, so they're the kind.
Not now that now they're paid for years.
But they're the any T-shirt. The more you wash it and dry it, the more it shrinks up. It seems like.
What I need to do is take it to like Jeep Invasion and just hand them out.
There you go.
Yep. Here you go. Have a T-shirt.
There you go.
Use it as a washcloth. I don't care. I just
okay. Get rid of moving right along as
segue
as the producer,
as the producer of the show. Yeah. So I got to put together Legos every night, every week, every evening. I'm sure you were like, "Oh, geez, now he's going to go do the thing again."
Nope, didn't bother me a bit.
No,
nope, not at all.
I was hoping that two things involved. This is the summer. And I knew that on the weekends we had a greater chance of being outdoorsy and doing some outdoorsy things with friends. And I thought, well, this is kind of like sort of like homework, but also fun. And it was a way for me to kind of decompress from the day because I can't think about anything other than the Lego. And I spent some time doing it and thinking, let's go ahead and knock them out and see what I can get done. Because I was like, I'm not in a hurry, but also like if we get them done, then great. That's I can post videos.
You keep saying we.
We.
Okay.
You're part of this. I don't know if you know this.
Not the Legos. I'm not.
Yeah, you are. You bought them.
I don't. I helped buy them. I don't put them together at all.
No, but you encourage me.
I mean, it's like puzzles. Some people love to do puzzles.
You encourage me, and you say you can do it and stuff like that.
Anyway.
And plus, I got to make you a nice flower one for your work.
Yeah. Yep. I took it to work.
You've been getting good compliments.
Yeah, everybody's like, "Is that a Lego?" I'm like, "It sure is."
Anybody ask how much you have to water it?
No, nobody's
No.
asked.
Oh, okay. I figured that'd be the little flip side of. So you've been watering your plant? I figured that'll
So,
come up.
like I said, moving right along.
Okay.
Our week was rather just ordinary.
Ordinary.
We worked. We came home.
We did the thing.
We put together Legos.
Exchanged time for money.
But we did. This weekend was the first time. Yesterday was the first time we were able to get in the pool with our. We went to our friend's house, got in the pool. But Friday night we are back on our regular routine of going out to eat dinner with the Lori and Danny Shaw, friends of ours, and we went to a restaurant that we've never been to before. They had been to one time.
Somewhere local.
We went to. Is it called the Oasis?
Yep.
And it is in Florence. I'm not sure of the address. It's where the Swamp Bar and Grill. I think they used to have like appetizer foods
right there near the Sunday House.
Right next to it's in the strip shopping center next to Sunday House. Mm-hmm. So we went to eat dinner at the Oasis
because they'd eaten there before. And they talked about how good the food was.
Now, okay, so let's talk about what we thought of the place.
Okay, so walking in the door, first of all, I was blown away by how cool the floor looked with that blue and white epoxy stuff that looked like water. It was really beautiful.
Yeah, the decor is amazing.
It's weird. It had like the whole rain tree.
All of the walls and the ceiling is covered in plants.
Yeah, not real plants.
Not real plants, but it's covered in greenery. Yeah. It's very pretty.
And the pillars are like made like tree trunks.
Yes. So it looks like you're sitting, I guess, under the trees.
Mm-hmm. With the water underneath you.
Yeah.
So would that be a swamp?
I don't know. I never went in it.
We went full circle from the Oasis.
I never went in it when it was the swamp, so I don't know what it looked like at all.
I think I was in there once when they first opened, and I don't really remember being there. It was so long ago.
They have white furniture in this restaurant. All of the seating, booths, chairs are white, which definitely is very eye-catching with the beautiful blue water looking epoxy floor and the greenery of the walls and the ceiling. So yes, the decor, and they have the bar on the back of the building, or
like a U-shaped bar.
It kind of like separates it from the kitchen, I can only assume, but the bar looks very modern with with a lot of glass shelving and
a lot of stools to sit on.
Yes.
So there's like a U shape they can sit all around it.
Yeah.
And then the kitchen is behind there.
But it's very, very modern looking. The bar was, with a lot of lighting and very pretty. Yeah. The decor of the restaurant is gorgeous.
Right.
Compared to what, some of the other stuff it's very unique.
Yeah. So then we had our new server come to our table.
Yes, and we had a server who admitted from the very beginning that this was her third day, I think she said, third day, which the Shaws had been there before, and they said that if they remembered correctly, that they had a server that it was her first day. So I'm kind of wondering, okay, are they not able to retain servers?
What's the problem with retaining your servers, or are you just growing and we just happen to look up and get the person that's inexperienced?
So I'm not, I don't know how to rate the service at all, because of the fact that
we won't rate the service.
You could tell she was very, very new.
She was learning.
And had no help whatsoever.
Yeah.
And it's not that she needed help. She needed help learning the electronic
little thing.
She had a handheld menu. I guess she had not a handheld menu.
The order from the handheld.
She ordered from a handheld thing that she had. Instead of writing it down, she gave us menus.
Right.
And we quickly kind of knew what we wanted. She struggled a little bit with that. And I'm not sure that I don't know. Like I said, I have mixed feelings about that. The main thing that I have, I'm not really 100% sure how I feel about it, is the gratuity at this restaurant it's already added. I'm not sure what the appropriate word is for that. You don't have the option of tipping or what percentage that you tip.
Have the option of tipping.
You can tip more, right?
But they're already charging you, 18%.
Is it 18? I didn't know what it was.
Yep.
Which 18% is actually less than what we normally tip, because we normally our cheapest is 20.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, we usually,
because we've both been servers before.
Right. We usually tip at least 20%.
Yeah.
So you're losing out on 2% right there that you would have gotten from us. But, and I say that word because I do have mixed feelings about it as somebody who worked in the service industry and did not have the gratuity automatically added. My tips reflected my service.
Right.
So,
but also, do you penalize somebody because they're starting? There's that argument too of, I understand what it's like to be new, but also like,
but it was almost to the point of,
it's your third day. You should be a little further advanced than what you're doing.
Yeah.
You should know a little bit about what you're serving.
Yes.
But that may be a management problem. Management may not be teaching them the right way to do it.
I mean, it was a little uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Because the lady did not speak very loudly. She was very hard to hear and understand because I don't know if she was just nervous.
Scared.
But yeah.
Yeah.
That part of it was, I don't know that we got 18% worth of service.
No.
But, as far as the food, I'm kind of...
It was okay.
It was okay.
Yeah.
Now, we had heard from our friends the first time they went that the food was amazing, outstanding. We want to go back. And they did say after this visit that what we all ordered, I guess, was what they had ordered the first time they went. And it was good. Don't get me wrong. It was good. But they said it was better the first time they were in there.
Yeah.
So, yeah. We ordered, I think it was a ribeye steak with...
Steak fritas?
And it was just simply waffle cut French fries with a grilled ribeye.
Mm-hmm.
To me, the French fries could have used some seasoning. They had absolutely none on them. We did get they automatically brought us ketchup on the side and
some kind of steak sauce.
I think it was A1.
Yeah.
It was in little tiny portion cups, which I'm glad they did because to me, my French fries and my steak needed more seasoning.
It needed some seasoning of some sort. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I was hoping for more.
Me too.
Especially
will I go back? Probably. It's not going to be like, it's not going to be on my top of the list to go back to quickly, but we would go back and give them another try.
Yeah. Yeah. And it seems to be a popular place. There was a lot of people in there.
There was as we were leaving.
They were getting
one
ready
thing
for
I
a
was
birthday party for somebody.
Yeah, there was a big crowd coming in. The one thing I was disappointed about was the fact that when we got there, I think we met at 6:00. We walked in, we got seated right away. It was not busy. There was a few tables, and the fact that they let the poor 3-day-old server struggle like she did, instead of nobody reached out to help her.
But also, like, it is one of those things where you go, okay, you've been here 3 days, you should be getting this. Like, there's a certain point when you have to take your hands off the wheel and be like, oh,
I guess, but
because you got to learn. I mean, you got to learn by doing it.
Yeah, but there was at one point that she was asking us how to operate how to find what we were ordering on her little handheld.
Yeah, that part was a little uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But I've noticed a lot more people using those handheld ordering things. Like we've seen them at the Mexican restaurant over here by us.
Yeah, I mean, I have no problem with that. That's definitely better than writing it down.
And it seems to be a way that they can punch the order in and it goes straight to the kitchen. So there's no like, we lost the thing or we don't know what you're actually asking for. It's all digital. So
but you shouldn't ask me to look at the handheld until if this is the correct thing that I'm ordering.
And also, I didn't like the fact that we had to pay before we could actually see our receipt.
Oh, really? See, I wasn't involved. I usually let you take care of that. She just handed
the electronic thing forward. It had a total on it, and I'm supposed to buzz it, and I don't know what I'm being charged for. That part I didn't like.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to see, did you get my order right? Because there were mistakes.
Yes, and we ordered cocktails. I want to make sure that you charge me for the correct cocktail.
Right.
Don't charge me, for a $20 cocktail when I got a $15 one.
Right. And they did print it off later, and I looked at it, and it was right, but like that should be an option to look at before you pay.
Yes, I agree.
Just
because we've had instances where if you hadn't have been the kind of person that checks the bill, we would have been charged for something that we did not order.
Yeah.
But totally. All in all, I would say, what would you say on a scale of 1 to 5? How would you rate it?
4.
Okay. You're actually a little bit higher than I am. I would say more like 3.5.
Okay. Yeah, I'm giving it a 4.
I would go back, but like I said, it's not going to be one of those, oh my gosh, I can't wait to go back kind of deals.
Yeah, and I mean, I know that for me, I'm an optimist, so I always try to think the best of what people are trying to do, and I think they're trying to do the right thing. I mean, it's definitely a nice place. They got a lot of things in place that are it shows potential of what they could be.
Oh, most definitely. You can tell whoever's doing this has sunk some money into this location.
And you know
they need it to do well.
You know from experience that working in a restaurant, it's kind of hit or miss with whether the kitchen is doing their thing right or not. I mean, some nights are great, some aren't, and it's just one of those things of it. The service is the part that concerns me. So, I mean, we'll see what happens.
Well, the new service is what concerns me. It's the fact that our friends have been there twice now, and both times they've gotten brand new servers.
Right.
That announce that.
Right.
I mean, to me, you shouldn't announce that, hey, this is my second day. Hey, this is my third day.
I'm not put off by that. I think that's good being honest. Hey, this is my first day. I'm still kind of learning, but let's see if we can figure this out. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being open about your situation and your experience level when you're new, because then at least people know, hey, I'm trying.
Yeah, I guess. Okay.
You know what I mean?
I shouldn't be so critical. But I've been in the restaurant industry, so I guess I am a little more critical.
Right, and that's normal. I mean, and that's why I'm critical about that when it comes to the time where it's like, okay, I can tell you know what to do, but you're giving me crappy service. Then I'm more critical of someone who's like, hey, I'm trying and I kind of made a mistake. Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. So
yesterday the weather was gorgeous.
Beautiful
it was hot, but there was a breeze blowing.
Yeah, a little bit.
I think that's the warm. I mean, it looks like we're in for a nice warm week this coming week. It looks like it's going to be back in the 90s again.
Chances of rain almost every day.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah,
but yesterday we spent the whole day at the pool with friends.
First day getting in our friend's pool of the season, and it was a nice day.
It was.
We planned some adult beverages and some snackage, and I think
listening
it was
to some Yacht Rock's old school music and just floated around in the pool.
Playing with their little doggy.
It's the first time we've done that, and that's the first time this year.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was much needed. And then we decided while we were floating around in the pool that since the weather was so nice and it was breezy, that I think you already had the doors and the top off the Jeep, right? Danny decided he would take his doors and top off. And we decided that we would go for a fine fancy meal at the local Buc-ee's.
Actually, if I remember correctly, it was your suggestion.
It was. I love Buc-ee's.
We were floating around. All of a sudden, I hear you go, we could just take a ride up to Buc-ee's. And I was like,
I think Lori was saying we should do a night swim. Although I'm not much of a night swim person because it's just the mosquitoes are so bad around here in the evenings. If you drive in the Jeep, they can't bite you.
Right.
Although birds will attack you.
Yeah, birds will run right into the front of your Jeep, apparently.
You just have a thing for killing birds with a vehicle.
That's only the second one. You've done more with your Impalas.
It's I don't know what it is with these kamikaze birds anymore. Yeah. But we had a great ride.
I know what it was. Was he was impressed with how cool it looked and he wanted to get a closer look, and then he didn't realize it was so close.
So we rode out to Buc-ee's. We took the two Jeeps out to Buc-ee's, and
nice
of course
country ride.
Yes, we went the back roads. We do not go the interstate when we go to Buc-ee's, and of course it was packed. It was crowded.
What?
But you know what? That place just has it down. They can they've got the traffic patterns down.
We didn't actually stand in line when it was time to check out. We walked up and they were like, next. And I was like,
and this place was packed. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've seen it busier.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen it slower though. I don't know when you'll ever
time finding a parking space because it was so busy.
Yes.
So it was, they were handling it like they always do.
I mean, there's no doubt about the fact that if you go out there and get food, it's going to be good and hot because they are moving it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And let's face it, the thing that we all want, whether we say it or not, is we want consistency. We want to know that the place we go to eat is going to have a consistent service or consistent food or consistent experience. Whatever it is, that consistency is what sells us on going back.
Yeah, most definitely.
I think whenever they started advertising coming here, the biggest sign that we saw was clean restrooms. Like they had signs up that says cleanest restrooms you'll find anywhere or something like that. That was like their big thing on the billboard.
I think Danny Shaw said yesterday evening that he went to the restroom there just recently, and it's the first time that he'd ever been in a Buc-ee's bathroom.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And I was like, oh, really? Seriously? And he was like, oh my gosh, the bathrooms here are unreal.
Yeah.
And I guess it's because we go locally. I mean, we come from our home straight over there. It's what, less than 10, it's not even 10 miles to Buc-ee's, is it? Or maybe it is 10 miles.
Yeah.
But
about 10.
Yeah, he said, I've never been in the bathroom. Yeah, their bathrooms are impressive. But their food's impressive. I mean, they've got good food. So we shopped for a little bit.
You got a Dr. Beaver icy?
I did. I love
That's our joke. It's Dr. Pepper icy, but you like the Dr. Pepper, but it's because it's the Buc-ee's. You have Dr. Beaver.
Yeah, I call it the Dr. Beaver icy.
Yeah.
You can get a nice big old icy for $1.39. Can't beat that price. But we did a little bit of shopping. I love to go out there and just browse around a little bit.
They got some pretty neat stuff.
They do. And we then we decided, all four of us decided, hey, let's just grab something to eat while we're here. And by that time, the sun had gone down a little bit so that it wasn't quite as hot.
Yeah, that was when we suddenly realized that we were a little bit sunburnt.
Yes. We got a little bit too much sun yesterday, which is unusual for us. We don't normally do that.
No.
But yesterday, yeah, I got a little bit. I don't think it's anything major, but it's.
I noticed your knees aren't as red today.
Yeah, I was a little uncomfortable trying to sleep last night.
Yeah.
I was like, ouch, that's a little tender. But yeah, we had a really good evening just riding out to Buc-ee's, grabbing a sandwich, burritos, ices, drinks, and we stood at one of their light poles with the concrete pillar. Has a nice little ledge around it, makes the perfect little table.
Yeah. Well, the question keeps coming up of why don't they have picnic tables or something like that outside? And I think the biggest reason is so that people don't hang around longer than they should.
Maybe. I mean, they have to have a reason because we've only stopped at, I think we've been to 3 different Buc-ee's. We've been to Daytona, St. Augustine, and here in Florence.
And I went to the one in Tennessee.
Okay.
At Sevierville.
So there is no tables at any of them.
Nope.
Not that I've been to so far.
Nope.
Not in Tennessee either.
Nope.
There has to be a reason why management or ownership of the company chooses not to have picnic tables.
Well, it's better if you just get your crap and go.
True.
Because then they make room for more people.
Very true.
Because they are so busy. I mean, maybe that's why.
Maybe.
We did see people doing a picnic inside their car.
We did.
And we watched a lady park terribly.
You can definitely people watch, or not necessarily people watch, car watch. Just standing there eating but we've tailgate, I guess is what that really we're really do. We've tailgated at Buc-ee's many times with friends.
If it wasn't so hot, we would have tailgated at the back of the Jeeps.
Yes, but we were parked out in the sun and we had
was beaming down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's fun. That's always a great great cheap dinner.
Yeah.
Enjoyable, especially when we can ride in the Jeep with the
and it's a decent ride, just riding those back roads.
It is
when birds aren't trying to not nosedive in front of you. Yeah, that was the one little. We did have a scare. Bird flew right into the windshield. I don't know what it was thinking, but
kamikaze bird.
It flew right into the windshield and exploded.
He died.
It scared us.
It scared me to death. Yes.
We were like, ah.
Yeah.
And he smacked. It was not good. Matter of fact, I got to clean the windshield. It's got some stuff on it.
Yeah, let's not talk about that. Let's just move right along.
Moving right along. Yeah.
What we got going on this coming week?
I don't know. Work.
Yeah, we do have that.
I don't really have a plan this week. I'm weirdly caught up on a lot of things. It's not usual for me to say that, but I'm actually weirdly caught up on a lot of things. I do need to do some yard work.
You did. We can briefly talk about the email that you sent me from work about the new DOT
law.
The new DOT law.
Yeah.
Is that going to affect your business? I know that
it may affect the stuff that we have coming in. So the new DOT law states that
starting this month, right?
Yeah, during a DOT inspection or in a ticketed event, if the officer deems that the driver cannot read or speak English
adequately, fluently,
then basically they're going to shut them down right there, and someone's going to have to come pick that truck up and continue that load somewhere else and come get that driver, because it is dangerous for people to be on the road and not be able to understand what road signs are, or be able to speak to people when trying to find directions, or understand what it is they're supposed to be doing with that big truck, because it is a big, dangerous piece of equipment that can hurt people.
Yes.
So, yeah, that's going to be a new thing that's going to be moving forward and interesting.
It is going to...
Because there's a lot of people on the road that don't speak English.
Yes.
And they're driving big, giant semi-trucks that could hurt people.
It is going to hurt my industry. I mean, it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt the trucking industry.
So if you were a English speaking person looking for a job, you're like, nobody's hiring, get your CDL. And if you speak another language, speak English.
Yes. Well, learn
English.
Learn English. I mean,
yeah.
And I don't know if
you speak multiple languages, here's your opportunity to teach English as a second language classes.
Here's the thing with what I do for a living. I'm in logistics, and I can tell you that just in I've been in the current job I'm in now. This October will be 4 years I've been in this role. I have seen a huge difference in the drivers that can adequately speak English, understand English, read English. And it's not necessarily it's multiple different nationalities.
Right.
And I would say that
it's been more Middle Eastern, Serbian type.
Yes.
Russian, Ukrainian.
Yes. Yeah. It is. And still a lot of Spanish. So I have to use a translator a lot. Just for instance, I would have to say if I had to put a number on how many drivers come in my location that cannot speak or that English is not their first language, it's probably now hitting close to 80%.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. And I'm extremely worried as to what this is going to do to our ability to be able to move our material.
Yeah.
One day this past week, we had 13 trucks. I know that doesn't sound like much, but I work at a very small location. We only ship from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. And we loaded 14 trucks. And I want to say that only 3 of them I could tell were veteran English speaking drivers. The rest of them, I had to use a translator and or explain certain words on our driver sign-in sheet or on the paperwork. I'm amazed at the people who don't understand what the word passenger means.
Well, yeah.
I mean, you would think that if you are, I've never taken a CDL. I've never taken a test for a CDL. Is the word passenger on there anywhere?
Not on the test.
Okay, I guess maybe that's
on company policy things. Like company policy for us is you can't have any
passengers.
Yeah, somebody who doesn't work for us be in the passenger seat.
See, where I work, that
no unauthorized passengers.
We broker. Okay,
but the word passenger, you got to think in general, is not a fluent translation word.
Well,
it's not like
it translate. I mean, it can be translated in Spanish and Russian because I use the translator.
Yeah, but also like the determination of people have their dogs with them. They don't understand if that's supposed to be a passenger or not.
Right.
I mean, some of that is up to interpretation.
And see, where I work,
my bird with me, is that a passenger?
Where I work, yeah, I've actually had a driver with a bird.
Would you like to see my bird?
Yes, I've had a driver walk in the shipping office.
I got Sally the snake over here
with a bird and a macaw or whatever you want to call it. It was a big bird on its own.
I wonder if it sings with him.
It talked.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, it's gonna.
Did it whistle at you?
No, it did not whistle.
Oh. Yeah, I would train a bird to whistle.
It did not whistle. But anyway, we do need to know if there's passengers in the vehicle, and we do not have a say in that because we have a lot of owner operators that come in
industrial accident,
right? In case of evacuation, right. And of course, like I said, that seems to be my number one biggest issue. That and they can't back up adequately. That's another. How did you pass the test? So yes, this is going to hurt the trucking industry.
I've heard that the new test in South Carolina, when I took it, you had to back in like an alley dock situation, but the new test has you back up and sort of parallel park it. Yet you don't actually dock into a thing anymore and like touch a dock. You're supposed to actually like parallel park it like you're parking the side of the road, which, okay, it's a lot easier to do it that way than it is the alley dock, but you're going to be docking a lot of places. You would think they'd have both.
Well, ours is not docking. We don't have docks. We have bay doors that you back all the way into with a flatbed trailer.
Hopefully don't back into the equipment.
Right. Yeah. We load only flatbed trailers with overhead cranes.
Yeah.
But yeah, It's got me worried. It's really got me worried. I mean, it's going to really tighten up the capacity.
I've had a new thing at work.
Okay.
Because we are a kinder, gentler society, now we are hiring people who have vacation in the middle of their orientation and their beginning training, which is a fun little wrinkle. Hi, welcome to this company. Oh, by the way, I'm on vacation next week. What?
Well,
what?
Is your company made the decision to hire them? I've actually done that before. I actually started a job in February and we had a planned vacation in September where the tickets had already been bought. And I want to say it.
Yes, but like I'm talking like in the first couple of weeks, I'm on vacation for a week. Oh, and next week I'm off too. You're like, what?
You would think that they would have started them after the vacation.
Yeah. But now, we're in a situation where sometimes HR just hires people, whether you approve of them or not. It's like, no, we're going to hire this person, and here you go. And also, they have vacation, so just work around it.
Well,
that's a fun challenge all in itself. So yeah, that's neat.
I would think, me personally, if I was going to start a job and had a vacation in a week after my first week of work, I would just say, why don't I just start after my vacation?
Yeah.
So
it's made it fun.
Yeah, I would think you would, if you only worked a week and then come back, if you only worked a week, took a week off for vacation and then come back, you retained absolutely nothing from that first week. So you just got to start all over again.
Isn't it fun?
So did your company waste a whole week's worth of pay that first week?
I don't know I don't think they got approved for a paid time off because you don't get paid time off until a certain time. So
it's not paid time. I'm sure they have to take it with no pay.
Unpaid time.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, years ago, I want to say it was 2010, I started a job in February. When I left, whenever Yellow Transportation cut 30,000 of us, and I took the severance package and didn't work for a little while because I signed a non-compete clause in order to get my severance package. I went to work for a competitor company after my non-compete was over. And we had vacation scheduled for several months down the road that we had already booked, paid for, airline tickets and everything. And I remember whenever they offered me the job, I said, then I do have this planned for this month. It's already been paid for. I completely understand that I would have to take it with no pay, but I want to be honest with you up front. This has already been bought and paid for.
Yeah.
And of course, now I worked for months before the vacation.
Yeah, it wasn't like your first or second week.
No.
Yeah.
I think I would be the kind of person that if I had a vacation scheduled and a company offered me a job and a week later I had vacation, I'd be like, I want to accept the job, but can we work on my start date because I have a vacation coming up.
Yeah.
So maybe your job made the decision of let them work a week.
And I'm also impressed that in a way I'm impressed, and in a way I'm kind of blown away by people who have money financially enough that they can go, oh, that's fine. I don't need to get paid for that week. I mean, I literally stopped a job and worked the next job the next day. I mean, it was like, okay, and I'm done here. This is Friday and I'm gonna start Monday. I mean, it was.
Yes, but that's when you were single.
No. I was with you when I started this company.
I don't think you started.
We got married when I was at
Yes,
Budweiser.
I know that.
Yeah. So at Budweiser, I left that job and went to Coke the next day. I mean, it wasn't and I'm gonna take a week off now.
No, I think you finished one job on a Friday and started the next one on a Monday.
That's what I said. I didn't take any time off, but now we get a lot of people who take like a month off.
Well, and I'm like, that's your own personal choice.
I'm amazed that people have that ability, though.
Yeah, well, we do now. I mean, if you change jobs right now, if you were to change jobs, you wouldn't
be a professional Lego builder.
You are the one that could decide, hey, do I start to work on the Monday, or do I wait until let's finish out the end of this month? There's a couple things I need to do, or I have a vacation planned. If the vacation was already planned, you'd be the kind of person who would start to work after the vacation.
No,
No, obviously you don't have to this day and time.
No, I would say, all right, cool, I can start, but next week I'm on vacation for like a week, and I'll be back. And then they'd have to go, okay, because I've learned you can do that now. That's an option. Yeah, I can also tell them I want like special things because you can request things now. This is a kinder, gentler society, isn't it great? Man, it's awesome.
I
I
did.
got on my Elvis glasses for a reason,
Why?
so you can't see what my eyes are doing.
Why? Because what are your eyes?
I don't know.
Are you rolling your eyes at the
No.
kinder, gentler society?
Nope, you can't even tell. It looks like I'm happy right here. I'm looking at the screen. It looks like I'm just everything's great. It's great.
Oh gosh, yes, it does. As the elder generation that I'm now a part of. Yeah. There's
Yep.
kids today just don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, and that, the way it's trending, our grandchildren, man, I can't even.
It's gonna be fun.
Yes.
So last week, it just dawned on me that this is also available on YouTube, but for people watching on YouTube last week, the lightsabers that are up here right now weren't there last week. There was just an empty void, and now there's a new lightsaber holder with 3 lightsabers up there.
Ooh, wow.
Ooh, and you're probably thinking, Josh, how did you do that? Well, I have a particular set of skills, and yeah, I just kind of made it happen, and now it looks.
All I know is we might better wrap this up because it got extremely dark outside.
I think it's gonna rain.
I think it's gonna storm.
We might lose power, and that would suck.
It got dark.
So, all right. Well,
yeah, we're living an uneventful life right now.
Yeah, sometimes
hey,
life
you gotta have a few uneventful weeks.
Sometimes life is just about doing the little things and like making sure you check the little boxes, like eat well and clean house and just go to work and do the thing over and over. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got to do some house cleaning. I put it off yesterday.
There's the College World Series stuff that's on TV right now, and Coastal Carolina's made it to the Omaha
College World Series of what? That tells me nothing about what sport. Okay.
Baseball. Yeah.
Well, okay.
So
College World Series of baseball.
Coastal Carolina won it a few years ago. Well, it's been a while ago.
The Chanticleers?
The Chanticleers. Yeah. And now,
which is a chicken, right?
It's like a really big chicken.
Okay.
It's like a French chicken. I don't know.
So it's like a chicken on steroids.
Yeah, like a really buff French chicken.
What's the difference between a Chanticleer and a gamecock?
I think one of them gets turned into a cordon bleu.
Oh.
Because it's French. Sorry, it was a dad joke. But yeah, they're moving on to the final portion of it at Omaha, so that's kind of a big deal.
The Chanticleers or the Gamecocks?
The Chanticleers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. It's kind of neat because they're local-ish. I mean, they're an hour away.
Go Chanticleers.
It's kind of a weird thing to chant, right?
I'm not kidding you.
It's kind of hard it didn't roll off the tongue.
No.
Yeah.
It does not.
Yeah, but go Coastal Carolina. Good for you. It's awesome.
Yeah, that's Conway, South Carolina, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Well,
yes, I think it is
Conway.
It is
Conway. Yeah, which is only, 45 minutes away. Yeah.
Okay.
So if you're in Florence and you want to check out a 4 out of 10 restaurant, go check out the Oasis.
I wouldn't know. We didn't say 4 out of 10.
You asked me what I thought. I said 4 out of 10.
Out of 5. Out of 5. Rated on a scale of 1 to 5.
You said 1 to 10. I said
did
4.
I say 1 to 10?
You did.
Well, we might have to play this one back.
I just said 4.
Oh.
I gave it less than half.
Yeah, I would say on a scale of 1 to 10. And I'm sorry, I did not realize I said that. I was thinking 5.
If I'm wrong, y'all tell me.
In my brain. Oh, I'll tell you.
As the producer and editor of the show, it is your responsibility to go back and listen to every little detail.
I do listen.
And tell me what we did wrong.
I'm actually a person who listens to the podcast. I'm one of our viewers.
You're one of our viewers.
One of our listeners.
Yeah.
I don't watch the YouTube portion. I'm sorry, I don't.
Oh, come on. You get to see these cool Elvis classes.
I listen
and
to
see
the
Chopper and R2D2.
I have the podcast. I subscribe to the podcast on the podcast app on my phone. But I do listen. So I will correct you if you're wrong. If I'm wrong, I can't
imagine why.
If I'm wrong, it probably won't be mentioned again.
I'll never know. Right. But no, I mean, listen, locally, Oasis, try them out.
Well, you may have a better experience.
No, I'm saying, like, the people listening, try it out and just let us know if you had a better experience. If perchance some people that are involved in the Oasis are listening to this, I don't doubt that they will, but maybe somebody will share it with them. I like the place. I think you're onto something. I just maybe train your wait staff a little more or stick with them a little longer so they understand what they're doing. The food wasn't terrible, but maybe some seasoning,
Well, I
just a little
do
bit.
think that the food was
It was
okay
okay.
enough that if the server experience had been a little better,
Yes, I
then
would have rated it more like a
yes,
6 or a
yes,
7. Yeah. Yeah, the server kind of killed it for me.
yeah. Well, the server just kind of changed the whole
The
experience.
experience. Yeah.
Yes, and it's not that she did anything wrong at all.
Mm,
It's just she was very uncomfortable. She was very nervous, very shy.
couldn't hear her.
Could not hear her
She
talk
didn't know how
at
to do her
all.
job. I mean, little things.
I love the I love the decor of the place. I love the fact that they had the music going.
Yeah, the music was fun.
Yeah.
The crowd seemed fun. Everybody seemed like they were having a good time, and yeah, I could see them having like live music too because they had that little stage up on the side,
Yes.
or karaoke possibly. I don't know. Yeah. So.
We will try it again.
Yep. All right. You got anything to promote?
Um, no, I'm good.
Learn
I think we
English.
just
Speak
I think we
English.
just promoted a local restaurant.
Yeah.
So
All right. To everybody out there, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Appreciate it. Please rate, review, subscribe, share this with your friends, and as always, cue the cow.
Cue the cow. Moo, baby.